Hey crew, I've got the key to my Dodge Demon 170, but actually today I won't need the key, someone else will. This is my mom.
Hi.
And you've probably seen her in some of my other day in the life videos where she's in the passenger seat. She's a car enthusiast, she's a lot of fun, but today I want to put you in the driver's seat.
Wow.
Of that.
Wow.
So what do you know about my car? We haven't talked a ton about it.
Well, I know that it's an extremely powerful machine.
Yes. Do you know quite how powerful it is?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the Challenger has grown in horsepower through its different iterations, working up to what is now the Demon 170's 1,025 horsepower.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so it's still rear-wheel drive, supercharged V8, so front engine, rear drive, but this one has a couple differences between Hellcat and the Demon.
Okay.
Most notably, it's driving on these Mickey Thompson street legal, barely, drag tires. So these are what enable it to do 0 to 60 in 1.6 seconds on a prepped surface. But on public roads, these aren't quite as effective, as we saw during my rain driving video where they were kind of terrifying. What car had the most horsepower that you've ever driven?
Well, I'm thinking it had to have been Dad's Corvette.
Right, okay, so yeah, his last one. So he had two Corvettes. He had a C5 and then a C6. The C6 made 400 horsepower.
Right.
So this is more than double that.
Wow.
Should be fun.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have you hop into the passenger seat and then I'll give you a little demo of the different modes before I let you hop in the driver's seats and we go from there.
Oh, what a rumble.
You've been in this car only once before.
Correct.
I just gave you a ride. It was a short distance ride. So this is quite the jump up.
Yes.
You're gonna go into the driver's seat.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with the different modes. We've got auto, custom, and drag up top. And auto you can configure in eco mode, which I totally forgot about for my rain drive video, which would have been very helpful because it actually dulls the throttle response a little bit. Honestly, it doesn't change it that much. But there's eco, and then there's even a valet mode if you were really worried, which caps the horsepower. So if you dropped it off valet, you don't want them just burning rubber all over. Ferris Bueller, thank you, exactly. So you could use valet mode, and then in custom mode, you can change up, oh, I did drag options, I meant custom. We're not gonna go into drag options today. The transmission responsiveness, whether you're using the paddle shifters or not, traction control, how invasive it is, suspension firmness, and steering heft. So I'll leave all those kind of where they are. You're mostly gonna be concerned with auto, and then later, we might do the drag mode, and that's just full intensity, which is very, very fun. Right now it says we do have 1,025 horsepower because it has E85 fuel. Right now it's rating at E77 fuel, but still gives us 1,025 horsepower. If you don't have E85, then it downgrades it to 900 and something. So those are the modes. Otherwise, standard issue, Challenger, accelerator, brake, power adjusting steering column, power adjusting seats, and gear selector, pull back into drive. Are you ready to take the helm?
Okay.
Okay, you in position, you got your seat adjusted where you want, steering wheel, mirrors.
Yep.
Okay, so
everything looks good.
Let's start by just perusing the parking lot so you can get a feel for, one, the throttle. I'm gonna go into, we're gonna do grades. So starting out in auto with eco selected, and then you can also get a feel for the turning radius and things like that. So foot on the brake, gear selector back into drive. I know you know how to drive, but I'm just sort of the nuances of this vehicle. And then I don't think the parking brake's engaged, so you can just roll on forward.
You're right.
And then, yeah, I don't know, just
let's see.
Check out that throttle sensitivity.
Immediately upon putting it into gear, you feel like, okay, this baby wants to go.
It wants to go, it really does.
It wants to go.
It's like, release the brake, come on, I dare you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know what the idle is, like whether it's like, you know, a couple hundred RPM, but it's like brimming.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, it definitely is. This is an impatient car.
Yeah. I think that's enough orientation. I think you're ready for public roads.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
This is good context for the viewers. what's your car history?
My first car was an ancient Volkswagen Beetle.
Yes.
From there, and I drove that car cross country from New Jersey to California.
Okay,
this
college.
was after college. Back in New Jersey, we didn't have the same kind of car culture that we have in California.
That's fair.
So I bought this car with my own money. It was the first car I ever bought.
Yeah.
In 1974, I'm thinking. The next big car,
Yeah.
the first new car I ever owned with Dad was a Volvo. It was an old DL, forest green.
Good color.
In order to save money, we bought it without air conditioning. Later on, we realized
That
the
was a
stupidity
mistake.
of that.
Right, because you were in California by that time.
Exactly. After that, we had a number of other Volvos.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you had a turbo sedan. Was it an 850?
Yes, that was probably Volvo number 3.
Okay, yeah, it was red.
Yes. We even owned a Volvo station wagon. At that point, I started getting interested in owning a Jaguar.
Uh-huh.
The first Jaguar we bought was a pre-owned, I don't even know what year it was. It was black. The whole thing was rough. It was from the 80s.
Oh, okay.
So this car, we had an adventure with it stalling in a busy intersection one time. And I thought, I'm going to die here with my small boy.
Just that British engineering.
I was known to have climbed in and out of the window when the door wouldn't open.
And then you got a 330i, E46 generation.
Yes.
BMW.
That had to have been one of my favorite cars of all time.
Still, mine as well. I can't describe
I
how
loved that car
how
so much.
hurt I was that you gave it to Hillary, my sister.
Yeah.
It's okay. I wasn't old enough to get the car. And then you went to the 550i for the E60 generation of that.
Right. And that was, it was a great car, but
Yeah.
it was a little bit more like a boat.
Yeah.
I still missed the 330.
Yeah, but it had the V8.
Yes.
So you
Yes,
have
it did.
you have owned cars with V8s and good power. That one was 350 something horsepower. I think it was quick. After that, you kind of lost your way. You got a Prius.
I not only had one Prius, I had 2.
You had 2 Prius.
It was
3i.
like, what was wrong with me?
I don't know. I think you were
Oh.
just trying to be.
Self-loathing.
Oh, you had the Audi Allroad before that. I forgot about that.
I loved the All-Road. The All-Road I
See,
bought
she came back around.
pre-owned.
Yeah.
With about 30,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
I took it up to, we owned that for years.
Yeah.
Took it up to about 90,000 miles.
Okay.
And at that point, it stopped being the trouble-free car. So I began to reassess whether or not it should be replaced.
Yeah, but now you drive the Q7 in
And
Colorado.
I love the Q7.
You do. And now you're in an American V8.
Yes.
Dad had the American V8s as well. So how have things been going in eco mode? Do you feel like you're adjusted to the throttle and everything's fine to drive?
I feel like I'm driving safely.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. It's not more power than I can manage.
Okay, good. That's eco. I'm going to turn off eco here. And that gave back the 1025 and the throttle response.
Okay.
So now it should feel a little different in terms of the tip in. Because honestly, even in eco, but definitely out of eco, I just feel like it's the weight of your foot against the accelerator that gets you up to the speed of normal cars. You don't have to apply any pressure. It's just, I leaned my foot against the accelerator and we got up to speed.
I feel exactly the same. I feel like my foot is just resting there, and the car just knows.
It's all it knows.
Yes.
The car knows, let's go fast. We have power. I am so sorry. I completely forgot about your Porsche 911. That's the fun car she has. She putzes
Truly.
about in the Q7. The fun car. She has a 993 generation 911 that I've mentioned when I was driving the 911S cab with you. Yeah, that's your fun car. And I totally
Yes.
forgot about that. I go through the whole history just to establish Mom's a car nut. Mom likes cars. So
I just love cars.
this is my reward for you for, I guess, just raising me right. Raising me to love cars is you get to drive a 1025 horsepower one.
Well, you will recall that I taught you how to drive stick.
That's right, you did.
That's a life skill.
Was that in the Civic?
It may have been.
Civic. We had a Civic hybrid that my sister had before she got the 330i.
She learned to drive stick.
Yeah, so we learned
On
to
the
drive
Civic
stick on
hybrid.
this woefully underpowered Civic hybrid. This was the first generation Civic hybrid. It had no power. You would go up a hill and you would just pray you made it to the top. So yeah, Mom loves cars. You know,
Active driving.
active driving.
Yeah.
And
No
how you,
floating.
yeah, although, I mean, we are kind of floating right now because the ride's so nice.
Well, this is very luxurious.
And gosh,
There's-
you get the seat padding.
And the leather on these seats, I say hats off to the Americans for this one.
Yeah, this is Laguna leather. It's nice quality leather, right?
It's beautiful.
super soft.
It feels like a handbag.
And you know, the ride as well is very compliant because it's a drag suspension. It's, you know, just gonna squat down and give you the traction for launching at a strip.
Yes.
And out here on the road, it lends itself to comfort.
Definitely.
So you just said you taught me how to drive a stick.
Exactly.
Today, I'm gonna teach you how to use paddles.
All right.
So Mama's never used paddle shifters before because
No.
you either are rowing your own gears with the Porsche or you just, I mean, I think the Q7 actually has paddles. You just had no occasion
It
to
has
use them.
paddle shifters, and the all-road did as well.
Okay, you just
And
had
I
no occasion
never-
to.
I think I just never learned, so I just left them alone.
Yeah, and also neither are really like the corner carver type, so I think that's fair. To use the paddles in the Dodge, it's you manually controlling the gears. So
Okay.
you've got the downshift paddle here,
Okay.
the upshift paddle here.
And they're
So-
both pulled towards you.
Both pull towards you, correct.
Okay.
And with the Challenger, it's weird. They have like half paddles, so you can feel under the paddles. So if you put your hands a little further down, they're just other buttons.
Oh, yeah.
Those are hotkeys
Okay.
to change media and things
Okay.
that are not
So you
relevant.
need to reach up.
Yes, you got to reach up.
We'll let this guy go too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just want to watch you leave.
Yeah. Yes, we want to check your butt out.
Slant nose.
Yep.
930 turbo. Very cool car.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm going to go into manual mode here. So I'm going to click this over,
Okay.
and then you're going to pull the right paddle to change gear. You got it. You already did it.
Wow.
Perfect. And you can stay in the gear if you want power, or you...
Whoa, listen to that whine.
Yeah, that's the supercharger going
That's
for it.
amazing.
No
Now,
louder supercharger than here on the Demon.
okay, so
I
I
mean,
would
no
need to probably
Challenger
downshift, or I can just.
You can
Stay
downshift,
here.
so pull the left paddle.
Okay.
There you go. And now you have the passing power. Then pull the right paddle, and you've upshifted. You've mastered paddle
Wow.
shifting.
That was easy.
Toot sweets, just like that.
These do seem to be like little sissy paddles, though.
Yes, that is what everyone who has driven a Challenger, Hellcat, or whatever with paddle has said.
What up with this?
They gave up.
I'm going to try these at home. I will.
Okay, good. Now you can give it a little bit. Go ahead. Oh, you pulled too quick. You gotta
Oh,
give
you're right.
yourself some feeling of the G-force.
Yes, you're right.
Okay,
I
so
did.
downshift again
Okay.
and slow up on the accelerator. And go for it again.
Nice.
How was that?
Really nice.
That was good,
I
right?
like that.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you barely pushed the throttle. I know
Yeah.
you did,
Oh,
because
I
I've done
know.
that before.
I know.
You barely touched
That
it. Okay.
that was just.
Do you want to try a little more?
Sure.
Okay, so downshift again.
Okay.
Let this guy breathe. Make some space. And, okay, go ahead. Give it a little more.
Wow.
The mom is the most even keel, subdued reaction. She's locked in. You're in the business of speed.
Yes. I do like it.
I do like it. Another car has come back to me.
Which one?
The E36 M3. I
Oh.
forgot that you owned that before I owned that.
Right. It was a collaborative effort.
It was. I encouraged Mom, before she got the 911, I encouraged her to take a good hard look at an E36 Generation M3. She did. We promptly bought it. And then you had it for a while. I bought it from you. Okay, so we're back in auto mode.
Yes.
And I wanted to just let you experience drag.
Okay.
So drag is going to make the car excitable.
Okay.
So you can feel a difference in the throttle response.
Yes. Yeah, it's right away.
And the gearbox is going to prime you for acceleration, so it's going to downshift, leave you in a low gear. All right, Mom, it's your time to shine. We're going to get on this highway and you have a chance to open it up a little bit more.
Okay. Hopefully the
It's straight ahead.
traffic
Go for it.
cooperates
More.
with us. Oh, wait. I see an opening. I wish this were empty. I'd feel better.
I've got an idea. What if I hop back in the driver's seat and give you a
Okay.
little demo?
I'd love that.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
All right, you ready to try that again?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't have traction until the very end.
Those wheels were just floating. They were floating, skimming the surface.
So you experienced about
Oh.
200 horsepower driving around. That was the 1,000 horsepower.
Wow.
Thoughts?
Yeah. It's incredible that the car has that capability. I mean, truly. It really would. I would love to drive this on a track.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would be driving.
I think a drag
Right.
strip, I think we should make that happen. Would you guys like to see that? Her drive this car on a drag strip?
Oh boy.
Comment, let me know. Until then, one more. 3, 2, 1. This is funny. This foreigner thought he's like, do it again. He thought he's like, I'm out of the way.
He did.
He was all about it. He's stoked on it. This is super funny. He was like really into it.
He'll go home and tell his wife. Yeah. That was great.
You should have seen it, honey.
Yeah. Right on the 55.
Demon 170 with his mom in it, just going for it.
Slowing down.
Do you feel the back end just
Yes.
squat down? And,
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
it's like,
so good.
okay, you want me to engage.
Well, I hope you
my
guys enjoyed
goodness.
this video, and Mom and I will see you again next time.